Hello Gia.
Okay.
Ting Tung Gia.
Okay. Tại chút em cảm ơn con.
Yeah. What's up guys? It's Broshii here, back at you. We are here for another episode of Are You Okay? Are You Okay? In short, RUOK. It's a series about things on my mind, things that happen in life. Today we're talking about my dad. Amazing guy. Just a quick synopsis. He's worked hard his entire life, moved from Vietnam to America, and then I became the first generation of Asian American that he brought up. Thought of shooting this video today because of this sweater that I got from my dad. It's my dad's sweater. He's worn it for a lot of years and I just kind of grabbed it last time I visited him in Texas. It's just a little reminder that he's gotten me to where I am today. It's just really interesting because I feel like I haven't fully appreciated my dad, and he spent like maybe the last 20 plus years just like taking care of me and my brothers, and he deserves like a big thank you. I do thank my dad a lot, by the way, and I do love him and I tell him that all the time, but this video is, I don't know, I've never opened up about my dad to like the internet. I guess it's kind of a personal thing, but I feel like it matters and I feel like it'd be a good conversation. Everybody has parents out there, obviously. They all have different relationships, but specifically this is what I went through. I recall it being very daunting for my dad to just let me go and do my own thing, and so this is the perspective of what I learned about my dad growing up and how he helped me develop as an artist and helped me challenge myself to really try and make it and put as much work as I can into creating art. What kind of person is my dad? He's a hard-working man. He's worked hard every day of his life. Even now, he's out there probably right now working on just making money, doing like the labor jobs or like plumbing. He used to be a barber too, so he's hustling in the streets, and I always saw that as a kid. I remember when I was younger, it would be 9 or 10 p.m. and we'd all be waiting for my dad to come home, and he'd just come home and be like, hey, I'm home, and we'd all hang out, eat dinner. I never realized until I was older that every time he was coming back home at that time, he was working, like legitimately trying to like make money to feed the family. Oh, by the way, don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button. Appreciate it. My dad always woke up super early too, very dedicated, and he was a loving man. He was incredibly funny and caring, and I remember he had this magical magnetic power where it was like he could just talk to anybody. He would just talk about the weather, talk about what's going on, talk about just something about the scenery, and then someone else would just chime in. And maybe this is because people back then used to just kind of have this small talk kind of thing go on, but my dad was a master at it, and he ended up being a barber because he just was really great at talking to people, and he could cut hair at the same time. Double whammy, man. Short amount of time, me and my brothers were known as the barber's son. So yeah, my dad is an incredible guy, and one thing he cares about is the success of his children. So of course, growing up, he was like, yo, you gotta go to school, you gotta work hard, you gotta make good grades, you gotta go to college and be a doctor or lawyer or whatever. And I was like, yo, Dad, I'm trying. I remember when I was a kid, I was like wanting to become a vet, like become a veterinarian, take care of animals, pets, all that good stuff. So unfortunately, I decided to choose the artist life, but you know what that meant? That meant I had to double down on what I was doing. So I wanted to actually go to college and graduate and just do it for my dad, right? And so when I was in high school, I was taking all these AP classes that I wasn't supposed to take. I took 2 math courses one year. I wanted to make great grades to go to a good college for my dad. And then I went on to do like a year or 2 of accounting in college, and that was like, man, I couldn't take it anymore because it's not that I was bad at it. I was making good grades. I was passing, I was doing the thing. It's just I had to create. And the whole entire time, what I meant by doubling down is I was making videos every week, sometimes 2 videos every week. I was like the duality back then. You had the art versus the school and studies. Of course, I didn't really tell my dad that I kind of dropped out of college and went on to be a YouTuber and kind of travel around America for a little bit, going to a lot of conventions to film videos, to make YouTube videos. He figured it out eventually, and he supported me-ish. So I was an artist, right? I did the YouTube thing, and then of course my dad didn't like it, and for a couple years it's like, it's not that he hated me or anything. He always loved me. We always ate food together. We always hung out. We celebrated birthdays. But, you know, every time it'd just be like, yo, Thin, you're not making enough money. Yo, Thin, you need to do better. Yo, Thin, come on. This is like your whole life ahead of you, man. What are you doing? That being said, he's probably my biggest YouTube fan. Like, he's seen all my videos. He'll tell me ideas all the time. He's like, yo, man, you should try to do this in a video. That'd be funny. It's really hard to talk to my dad for a couple years. And I think a lot of it had to do with me having to grow up, you know, and mentally and financially support myself. Like, a big change when I was like younger is I moved out of my parents' place. Being in the ward, not having to exactly fully depend on my dad, I felt like that created this respect between us, you know? Like, it's like I'm paying my own rent where I'm living. He doesn't have to worry about me. So whenever I visit now, I feel like there is a different aura because I went out and became my own man, right? I grew up. I financially and mentally kind of went on to do something different, right? And he can respect that. This conversation is weird to have because, like, when I think of my dad, I think about an incredible person, but like, I wish I kind of knew more about him. Like, I think that's the big drawback of all this, because I didn't really get to communicate with my dad so much when I was younger, because I was kind of like, didn't feel like I was good enough, I guess. Like, I always had to do something better and be better, like make better grades and do better in whatever I was doing so that I can make him happy versus just like communicating and talking with him. And a lot of his time, like when he was back in Vietnam, like I don't really know much about. I just know that when he was a kid, he sold ice cream because he did bad at school, and then he went to America during the Vietnam War. He lived in America. He ate an apple. He said it was juiciest apple he had ever had. Then he moved into a small little redneck town, and I was birthed with my brothers, and we grew up. I feel bad because nowadays I can talk better with my dad, but I'm not around him anymore. And yes, we get on phone calls sometimes, but it's different from just like eating dinner and talking. So last time I went down, he was telling me a little bit more about what he was doing and how his life kind of came to be, and about his brothers and cousins and how they came from Vietnam to America and then lived in America. The thing is, it's so interesting because this is like a guy from another country, from Vietnam, coming to America, not knowing a lick of English, learning English, and he doesn't have that bad of an accent. It's very neutral, by the way. And him just never giving up, working hard every day, and making a name for himself out here. Now that's inspiring. I'd like to think that being around him growing up, I really did absorb a lot of his hardworking energy and hustle and just like communication skills. We can hope, right? I only saw it as a kid, but I never fully realized it until like growing up and being a little bit older and being able to understand that hustle in my own way, like making videos every week and doing it for free, really. I'm not getting paid with this YouTube channel right now. I want to make my dad proud. I would like to make money on this YouTube channel. So to come full circle, I guess the concept behind this video is that I love my dad, but it took me growing up to be able to talk to him because of this respect I had and like self insecurities where I was never good enough. I just wanted to say I really appreciate my dad. I remember I failed like the 2nd grade or 3rd grade because I couldn't read, and he would stay up with me every night teaching me the alphabet and how to pronounce and say these words and letters like for hours. And you know, he was always there. I remember being really happy whenever I would see my dad. He was like a superhero to me every time I would see him. And I know not everybody has someone like that in their life, and so I'm just deeply appreciative. This video is really about reaching out to, I guess, I don't know, my dad. You know, one of my missions or goals with my dad is that I want to go back to Vietnam and go to that country with him and travel with him. And maybe this could be a little PSA so he could hear it, right? It's been fun. Are you okay, RUOK? Man, having so much fun making videos for this channel. Are you okay? Yes, I'm okay, but I'd like to be be doing better. So I think I'm gonna call my dad. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching. You know, it's been really fun making videos on this channel so far, and it's just like self-expression, right? Hey Burger, you look happy. Hey Burger. See you guys tomorrow. Broshii out.
Hello Thiện. You go after Atlanta, Georgia. I wish you good luck, okay? You doing good, boy, okay? Have to be enjoy and work and happy, and daddy always love you, okay? You are my number one son, okay? I love you, and I watch all your video. You make it and funny, and you a good boy. And I hope you succeed, and call me when you have time and come home. See me anytime, okay? I'm always looking for you. I love you, my son.